Welcome to Shenfield High School. I've been working with students for a couple of months now about what makes outstanding learning in our school. The students have identified what they value most. What they like is staff who are enthusiastic, that make lessons engaging and interesting. They like to do work that's split into small chunks so that they can keep their concentration and are engaged at all times. They like personalised feedback and they like staff who know them well. In our school, that's what we believe. Every student known and known well.
So, hey, this is what I've got. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and... What shall we do? What shall we do? An outstanding learner is someone who is driven and enthusiastic and they just want to achieve. So for scale and mode, you can either write major, remember major is happy, Dorian is kind of that darker drunken sailor sound, or pentatonic.
Do the word student. Is that just like in the beginning? Hang on. I don't do it.
Yes.
That's good
An outstanding learner is someone who can work in a group or they can work independently, and they have a positive attitude in everything that they take on. So you've changed the tempo, you've added in more notes, haven't you? That's brilliant.
Okay, so in this lesson you will learn how to take part in a silent debate, and I don't think any of you have done a silent debate before. Okay, so it's quite good, and we'll try and use it in future lessons. I think you'll quite enjoy it. An eagerness to learn, I'd say, is above all. When I think of an outstanding learner, it's a student that actually wants to learn. If a student comes into the lesson asking what we're going to be doing in this lesson, it's showing a real interest in the subject. To me, that's what makes an outstanding learner, because that's the foundation of how a really good lesson starts.
Simply for Curly's wife, Mr. Clifford showed an example from his class this morning. An outstanding learner is a student who is fully attentive in class, who engages with the lesson fully and who wants to learn. That student then backs it up with home learning, seeking to improve themselves at all times. But of course that's the ideal. We know as teachers that most students are not like that, and it's our job to have the patience and the fortitude to keep going with them. Students may sometimes let themselves down, they might let us down. As teachers, we have to keep on offering ourselves, giving them every possible help, both inside the classroom and outside.
What made an outstanding learner in the lesson was the willingness for that class to talk and actually giving them the opportunity to speak. With that class, you look around and actually most of the time when we're doing the first bit of work, they'll all be talking, and then you actually stop and you listen to what they're saying, and there'll be a couple working on a problem and asking each other for help. Someone might be turning around, but actually they're turning around to explain simultaneous equations to the person behind them. So giving them that opportunity to talk brings out that outstanding learner in them. Negative 12 is the only mistake there. They like to explain to other people and help each other understand.
So I'm telling the top one.
And they also have the opportunity to ask questions and to ask each other for that.
You said same sign, so we subtracted, and that's brilliant, that's right, because the 10x are both positive. Where might people go wrong on this? What might confuse them?
They might think that that's because that's a different sign that you plus it.
Good, so what advice would you give them?
Don't do that.
This is a Year 12 Film Studies class, and they are preparing for a timed essay. I've given them details of a question that they have to answer, but it's down to the students themselves to actually plan what they're going to say, how they're going to say it in this lesson. Claudia, have you sorted out your key scenes?
I've got one from Eden Lake.
To me, an outstanding learner is a student who's prepared to overcome problems. Now, A-levels and GCSEs are tricky. An outstanding learner will recognise their problems. They will go and see the teacher and explain their problems, and then with the teacher's help or through their own independent work, they will then seek to solve those problems.
It's like ghosts, yeah, anything else.
I've taught at Shenfield High School for 14 years, and it's those students that I remember. It's the students who go the extra mile.
In my GCSE lessons, years 10 and 11, we like to mix things up a little bit, keep it interesting using a range of quizzes and activities that are designed to kind of promote knowledge recall. For example, we use buzzers, we use mini whiteboards, we use giant Jenga. This is your one, yeah?
You need to repeat.
Right, so I want to highlight the two elements in this scenario, the two different offences. So what makes an outstanding learner? A child who takes responsibility for their learning, not waiting to be told what to do. A student who's proactive, who goes out and finds the answers and brings kind of questions to you rather than waiting for the questions from you.
That's something. Anything else? Right, if I was to say to you the news in London, South London. Very good. For me, I think someone that is an outstanding learner is someone that shows initiative. And by showing initiative, that means taking responsibility. Responsibility for ensuring that all tasks are done, for ensuring deadlines are met, and showing initiative for putting the best that goes into all of the work that they need to hand in. And that also includes watching what's going on in the world around you, so that you can add to your learning and bring your learning from the outside world into your classroom.
So you look at the Badger situation, the backlash there, how difficult it has become. It's finding that, and that's with badgers that have, in some cases, bovine TB.
James Barrington, thank you very much for joining me.
Right, I'd like you to vote again based on that information. What do you think? Oh, we have a change, a bit of a shift in opinion.
Hello, welcome in. Right, Rob, just wanted to catch up with you. I've got your information here on the screen for UCAS so far.
My main interest is sport, so obviously I've been looking.
Somebody that is considered an outstanding learner can take many different forms due to the subjects that they take. So they could be really dedicated towards their art studies, spending lunches and a lot of time at home. But also on the flip side of that, you could have somebody that is naturally very talented in a particular subject. Shenfield High School does actually make sure that everyone has the potential and the resources as well to make that transition. However, obviously support is needed at every step of the way.
I think an outstanding learner is someone that is committed in all aspects of their learning.
Someone who is really enthusiastic about learning and is striving to achieve the best.
I think an outstanding learner is someone who never really says something like, I don't get it or I don't know what's going on. They just keep trying, don't give up, stuff like that. And I think teachers bring that out by being interesting, engaging, funny.
I believe an outstanding learner is someone who can complete all tasks of work, is good to the learning environment and always pays attention.